Hi friends, thanks for stopping by. This week's lesson is all about tints and shapes. We're gonna be drawing one fish, two fish, gray fish, gray fish. All right, I'm not as funny as I think I am, but I'm gonna teach you how to doodle this really cute little shark. And then we're gonna talk about how to go from light to dark. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Let's get started. All right, so before we start with our lesson today, and before I even tell you what materials you need, I wanted to talk a little bit about tints and shades. So a tint and a shade are different ways to describe a color when they change in lightness or darkness. So if we're talking about this gray in the middle being our tone or our hue, if it was say green or maybe red, adding white to that color would make a tint. Adding black to that color would make a shade. So if this is our middle color and we add just a little bit of white, it'll get a little lighter. The more white we add, the lighter the tint. That's a really important word. So when you think tint, think adding white. Now, if we go back to our middle color and we add just a little bit of black, we're going to start to see it get darker, almost to black. So when you think of a color getting darker, think shade. Now, a great way to remember that a shade is when something becomes darker is to think about when you go outside and you see the sun. It's really, really bright and you want things to be darker. You are gonna put on your shades. For this lesson, you're gonna need some paper, a marker, and some crayons. Now, besides the rest of the crayons in your box, those are going to be important later on, you are going to want to find a couple different shades of gray. I have a light gray, a medium gray, and black, and if I color lightly with that, it'll look like gray. Now, if you don't have any gray crayons at home, a couple things you can do. First, you could use just a black crayon. The harder you push with a black crayon, the darker it's going to be. So if you color first very lightly, it'll make a light gray. A little bit of a medium push, and you'll get a medium gray. And if you push really hard, it'll be black. Another solution is to use a pencil. Pencils are great too. The harder you push, the darker it gets, and the lighter it gets, just like the crayon. If you have gray markers at home, go for it. And you could do this with watercolor paints too. Remember, the more water, the lighter the color, the more paint, the darker the color. Let's get started. First, we're going to start off with just one shark. So I'm going to draw a big D with its belly down. Then I'm going to add some fins. Next, I'm going to add an eyeball and a tail. Now add your details. That's one shark, but I need more. I'm going to draw a bunch of sharks in different sizes. All right, now that I'm done drawing my sharks, I can get ready to color. Now I know we already talked about tints and shades a little bit at the beginning of this video, but I just want to go over that one more time. So tints are when a color gets lighter or when you add white. A shade is when a color gets darker or when you add black. And then sometimes there's colors in the middle. If this is the middle color, then this would be a tint. If this is the middle color, then this would be a shade because they're getting closer to black and white. If you're in the ocean, things at the top are going to be lighter than at the bottom because the sunlight can't get all the way down. To show this in our picture, we're going to draw from light to dark. I'm gonna start by drawing my middle shark, my middle gray. Now remember, I said that if you don't have gray at home, you can use a pencil or a marker or a black crayon that you don't push super duper hard on. All right, that's already pretty light. So it's gonna be easy to see that this is darker down here. Now remember, we're going darker at the bottom because the sunlight is at the top. Now this shark needs to be lighter than that shark. All right, it might be a little hard to see on the camera, but these sharks are definitely lighter than that one, and these sharks are darker than that one. So we have our tints up top and our shades down below. Now I just need to add my background. I decided to add some bubbles and some guppies. You can add whatever you'd like. All right, friends, I really hope you enjoyed that video. Please send me an email if you have any questions, and don't forget to send me pictures of those awesome shark drawings. I want to see them. Have an awesome week, guys. Bye.